meeting you.
Yeah, and we're going to see you when you come back.
Of course. Of course. It's not au revoir.
Oh, sorry for your neck. Yeah. No, not au revoir. Until next time. Yeah, exactly.
Notre aventure en voilier a commencé il y a 5 ans avec l'achat de notre monocoque atypique. Sans aucune expérience préalable en navigation, on a exploré 17 pays, poussés par l'envie de découvrir l'inconnu. Ce périple nous a menés jusqu'au Panama, où un rêve est devenu réalité, l'acquisition d'un catamaran atypique 2.0. Réaliser ses rêves, c'est accepter de naviguer à contre-courant et de persévérer malgré les tempêtes. Et maintenant, on convoie un McGregor 36 pieds.
C'est parti, les amis!
On a 963 000 nautiques à faire. Oh my God! Bonjour tout le monde! On vient de faire notre périple sur le McGregor qui était complètement fou. J'espère que vous avez visionné ces épisodes-là. Le McGregor 36, c'est le catamaran de Bruno. Puis je vous en ai parlé un petit peu durant les épisodes, mais l'histoire à Bruno est complètement folle, inspirante. Moi, ça m'a beaucoup inspiré. Donc, j'avais envie aujourd'hui de faire une petite entrevue avec Bruno pour en savoir un petit peu plus à son sujet, puis vous le partager, bien sûr. Donc, Bruno est un aventurier, un champion du monde de surf adaptif, un conférencier motivateur, un marin, un plongeur en apnée. Il adore tous les sports d'aventure avec adrénaline, en particulier ceux sur l'océan. Mais à l'âge de 27 ans, Bruno a été victime d'un carjacking qui a mal tourné à Cape Town, en Afrique du Sud, qui l'a laissé paralysé de la taille jusqu'aux pieds et il est maintenant en fauteuil roulant. So my first question for you, Bruno, how has your relationship with the ocean changed since the accident? And what role does it play in your life now?
Okay, so I think what I realized, it was the tsunami of 2004 that really shook me up, where I realized the ocean wasn't out to kill me. It was out there to live in a symbiosis with the ocean. Okay, so before I was in a wheelchair, you know, I did all the water sports anyone can do, and I was a bit fearless, and I thought I was on top of it all. Then after my accident, or after the carjacking, I was a bit scared of the ocean, right? Because I didn't know if I could carry on doing what I wanted to do and surf and dive. But the tsunami is this huge, crazy, wild, amazing beast of fury. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
And you were on a boat.
And I was on a boat going over the wave.
Oh.
And you know, something clicked in me again, like, oh, the ocean doesn't want to kill me. It has killed other people, but for me, maybe my relationship, you know, was strengthened. And for me, being in the water or in the ocean means we're all at the same level.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's a supportive mechanism where you can get strong in a passive way. And so it's really important, like in a wheelchair, to be near the water for me.
Yeah.
You know, for the spinal.
It changed everything for you, really.
Changed everything. The water for me is everything. It's such a huge help. Except when it's cold. When the water's cold,
no good.
Everything.
Okay, second question, Bruno. What advice would you give to someone facing challenges in pursuing their passion, either because of a disability or any other reason?
Everyone in the world is disabled in some way, physically, spiritually, or mentally.
Good point.
So everyone is disabled, whatever that is. So we can just have security within ourselves, knowing, oh, if someone else can do it, I can do this as well. But it takes a bit of planning. The old saying, the more I practice, the luckier I get. So if you have something and you don't know what it is that you want to do, and you have some kind of disability of whatever that is, or if you don't have a disability and you're scared to do it, you know, you always take the first step. The next step comes. You know, we walk 1,000 miles step by step.
Exactly.
And so, you know, we don't live here forever. We think we're going to live forever on this world, but time goes like this. It goes so quickly. So I think it's important to just go and do it. Just go. Just start slowly. And the momentum builds. It's like a snowball going down a hill. You push a small snowball, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't know the snow, but maybe that happens.
Then you come to Canada, you'll know
Yeah,
snow.
they will know the snow. We are brought up in a fear-based society. The television, the media, scare us. It's all nonsense. If we can connect with nature and connect with ourselves and with good people, I think we can accomplish and do anything.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. And we can do anything. We really can. I've proved to myself in a wheelchair. I've built 7 yachts and I've built 7 houses, all with no money. I don't know how I did it. You know.
In a wheelchair.
And being in the chair.
Wow.
And I don't know how that's happened. I look and I know that I was guided to do the right thing. Like the thoughts come like, oh, make this decision. And that leads on to meeting someone who helps me.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, that sort of philosophy.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Nature. I think being with nature teaches you everything. It's a little bit difficult and it's tough at times. And
The lessons are hard sometimes.
Yeah, the lessons are hard.
Sailing, we know.
The lessons are hard. But it makes us grow as people.
So you had many people that wanted to deliver your McGregor 36 catamaran from Bahamas to Panama. So why did you choose Pat and I? What led you to choosing us?
Louisa and I, because I could never have done this trip without Louisa. She's over there. You're going to come put your face in here soon. I could never have done this trip without her, first of all. I could never have fixed a boat without her. We wouldn't be sitting here without her. You wouldn't have done this trip without her.
She's
So
amazing.
as they say, behind
Louisa, come on.
behind every successful man,
Hey, hello.
beside every successful man, there's a woman. She's the force behind it all. I'm just a pretty face. So, we are sitting on the boat in Bahamas after doing 1,700 miles down the coast, however much it was. Nearly 2,000 miles we did in total. Got to Bahamas, Bahamas kicked our ass a lot. And I was in a bit of an anxiety state, if I'm quite honest. First of all, I've never sailed just with one person. I've always had different friends coming. And so it was just Louisa and myself. She's never sailed. Okay. Coming down the coast of America was a bit different. We were inside, outside, inside, outside. Now we're in the Bahamas. The wind was always blowing. It was the northers. We nearly dragged. We nearly lost the boat. We had both been quite ill. And I was under quite an anxious
State. I guess.
Yeah, and a bit of stress. And we sat there, and then I texted Charlie, and hey, Charlie, any ideas? How, what? And of course, he put the word out. So we had many people applying. And then, it's the way I think you sent us this message. Was it on WhatsApp first?
Yeah. It's a-
On WhatsApp. And just when we read it, was like, there was some kind of resonance there. And Louisa said, if they're from Quebec, they're tough. They go camping. They're a different type of person. And then, there was immediately a good feeling. So after your first message, and we had many, many, many cool messages, but there was something in yours that was more personal, I think. It was more like, it was a friendly one. It was friendly mixed with professionalism. I think that's what got me. And I'm like, it's a couple. They know each other. They live on a boat.
5 years.
Yeah. And I don't know, because we had another guy who was all the credentials and amazing guy, and he would have done it cheaper. And he said, I can bring someone and no problem, and he's free, and but it was it felt cold.
Really?
There wasn't this, I don't know, your message was immediately
Intuition.
Being on the ocean, you listen to your gut. And I think that was it. I didn't try and go with the brain, like who's the best here. It was intuition. Now when we spoke on the phone, I was like, that's it, Louisa. This is it for sure. And then I didn't even have a backup. Like I sort of had a backup guy in the behind there. He kept bugging me. Hey, I said, no, I think these friends will be coming to do it. And I didn't really pursue that, because normally I have a backup in case something happened, in case you couldn't come. And I really wanted to leave. I needed to get off that boat. I was getting to the point of not enjoying it, and I was starting to hate the boat. Not hate it, just hating the position I was in, the feeling that I had. And it was like Louisa really wanted to. She said, "No, we can do this. We can go. We can duck." In the past, I'd have been very impulsive. Okay, let's just go.
Yeah.
But there's a side to me now that's been beaten so much, and I keep getting up and I keep going. But after I broke my neck 8 months ago, I'm a little bit more like, okay, life can get very real here. Take care, you know.
Rest
And
when
so
you
I didn't
need.
want to rush into rest when we need. I didn't want to rush into sailing down to Panama. We could do it. I know we could
Yeah,
have done
for sure,
it.
for sure. You've sailed the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Like you can sail.
After the Indian Ocean, like when I look on the map, I'm like, it's a pond. But there was some deep intuitive something saying nope. And I don't know what it was.
Well, maybe we had to meet.
And I think we had to meet. This is the
Exactly.
reason. Look, here we are now, and we are
Exactly.
friends for life. In my word, we are friends for life. I said
Exactly.
to Pat earlier this morning, I was saying to Louisa in the car yesterday, I said, you know these people, what they are? At 3 o'clock in the morning, if it's raining, I'm stuck in a dinghy or I'm stuck in the car with a flat tire, I know I can call Pat and Vera and go, hey guys, I'm stuck. And Pat's going to be, stay there, I'm going to be there in 5 minutes. And he's going to come running half naked.
For sure. Oh,
You
in
know,
boxer or
and
naked.
boxers, like sneaky boxers. And I said to him, I'm the same. You phone me 3 in the morning,
Exactly.
I'm coming.
Exactly.
I'll do what I can.
We feel it.
You know,
We feel it.
and you know, sometimes relationships are forged from experiences that we start down the road and we don't know what we're doing, but it ends up. And everything in the world is about relationships with people,
Contacts and
That's it.
the way we connect to people.
connection with people. That's
Exactly.
family, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The family we choose.
Yeah, the family we choose, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the reason we chose you was that you made us feel very at peace immediately. All of me. I was very at peace immediately because Louisa could see I was a bit stressed and a bit like, I can keep my shit together under stress, but immediately after our video call, I just felt, oh wow, these people, they just, wow, they're
A
so
relief,
nice.
maybe?
There's a relief, a huge relief. And of course, we're going to meet you in Georgetown.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Something, all just passports, our passports, and da. And then I was like, oh
Ended
no,
up being
we
Nassau.
have to come to Nassau. And is that okay? And you were immediately, no problem. I was like, oh wow, that's so nice, thank you. That's cool. You know. So I'm very happy you guys did the trip.
Oh,
I would
we're
never
happy.
change it for anyone else, and I'm glad that you bought Wave Magic. Whenever you feel like sailing on Wave Magic, you will always have the open keys to have Wave Magic as yours
Thank
to
you.
sail for the day, because it's a great day sailing machine.
Of course. So Louisa, why don't you come here? I have a question for you now.
The force behind this whole trip.
So, tell me about your experience on the McGregor 36, being your first experience sailing. So, what did you think of it?
First, it started off with a lot of engineering, a lot of building. We spent a whole month in the boatyard, on the gravel, on the hard, in the cold.
Yeah.
And coming from Canada, you'd think it's no problem, but it's very different on a boat. And our fingers were stiff, and
I promised her dolphins and white sails, and we got to the boatyard on the hard. Here's
Reality check.
what's a ratchet?
no, but I learned so much, and even the little challenges. Like it felt like a little mission every day, and
Sure.
it was
Big mission every day. So
but a big accomplishment every day. So I don't know, it was very rewarding.
What did you learn the most? If you can say one thing.
Ooh.
I know there's many for sure.
How to sail?
Yeah, but more than that, because the sailing brings you, like an achievement.
I
But
think adaptability.
that's it. To adapt for sure.
Adapt, yeah, adapt.
Adapt. Be ready at 3 a.m. if something happens, which it always does at 3 a.m.
For one reason.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Bruno, why did you purchase at McGregor 36? Why this boat?
So I'd always heard about the McGregor 36. That was fast, it was sleek. And that was from my sailing mentor, who's a lot older than me, and he used to always tell me about them. And so they found me online and asked me if I would be willing to take over this boat. What I've learned about the McGregor 36, it's fast, it's sleek, it's like a responsive machine or a racehorse, but you trade all that for comfort a lot of the time. And I just jumped into it impulsively, you know, a year ago, without realizing really what I was getting into. You know, I knew it was going to be tough at times, but I always try to remember the dolphins and the white sails and the good things of sailing.
Exactly.
In the
We
past.
tend to remember
And you
the.
remember the amazing things, and you know the emotional roller coaster of being on a boat. And I think Wave Magic is more of a roller coaster because there's no saloon to go and sit and drink tea out the rain.
Yeah.
You're in the rain, you're in the elements, or you go down below where you're in there together. You know, and so I think it really is an emotional huge highs and lows on this boat.
Yeah.
And it's demanding, but very rewarding.
Exactly.
And so now the new chapter for this Wave Magic will be mainly weekends or day sails.
Okay.
Now it's in the place for it, and taking a lot of let's call adaptive surfers or parasurfers, parasailers, or people that have been injured and they want to go sailing for a bit
In Bocas del Toro.
in Bocas.
Perfect.
So that's the new mission on the boat.
So anyone that would like to come and try the boat,
Yep.
spend the day,
Yep.
sail, come
Yep.
with you, speak with you.
Yep.
They
Yep.
can contact you on which
Yep.
platform? What is the best way to contact
So I
you?
think either the Crippled Captain on Instagram,
Perfect.
or there's what's my website? www.brunocean.com.
I will put all the links in the description of
Yeah.
this episode. Don't worry, everything
Yeah.
will be there. The link to the documentary, Dev Ocean on YouTube. The link also to the Netflix documentary.
Netflix docu.
Your
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, so anybody who wants to go sailing, experience the exhilaration of sailing fast,
Yeah.
and you're close to the water, and having that sailing experience where you'll grab that tiller, you'll be pulling on the sails here. And if you're disabled in any way, which means it's every human on the planet,
Yeah.
then this is the boat to come and experience that. Because it's not too much comfort, so it makes you draw on your inner character, and that gets stronger. So that's the plan.
And thank you so much, Bruno. Thank you, Luisa.
Cool, thank
I'm
you
happy
guys.
to call you friends.
Thank you guys for bringing
And-
Wave Magic here.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure.
Safely.
Yes, safely. We did it. Yes.
Did it. They did it.
Never leave your side. If only in my dreams it was you and I. On that warm summer night, we started talking all night on the phone. 'Cause miles and miles couldn't keep us alone. On those warm summer nights, in that moment I was holding you so tight. If only in my dreams it was you.
Dans l'épisode de la semaine prochaine,
On augmente notre capacité d'énergie. On vient de recevoir nos nouveaux panneaux solaires. Donc l'éolienne, elle débarrasse parce que là, ils sont plus gros, plus larges. Ils vont aller jusqu'aux palmes.